Hey everybody, my name's Chip Mattiford. I play in a band called Grounds Crew, and today we're going to talk about my band's brand new single, So It Seems. Comes out wherever you listen to music on September 8th. But before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button below for Pix and Six Studios to stay up to date with all the greatest and coolest local musical content.
No. Subscribe to his channel.
And subscribe to his channel too.
And his channel. And listen to his music.
And just, hi. Thanks. Cool. Hi, Mom, if you're watching this.
And everything's down in the description.
It is.
Yeah. So down in the description, all his links and everything. Hit it.
Hit it.
All right. Let's start the interview. Hey, it's Chris with Pix and Sticks Music Studio. And if you're new to this channel, we're an all things music channel, and we like to support our local artists and bands. I had a great interview with Chip from Grounds Crew. And a little bit later in this interview, we're going to be playing his new single, So It Seems. Let's start the interview. So, what's new?
Well, I can't really say it on camera, but no, I'm just kidding. No, since I've got a new job, which I'm a lot happier at than I was, I think last time we talked. Our bassist Carlos became a father, so I probably should have let off with that. That's a lot more important. But Carlos and Laura are now parents to their lovely daughter Isla, and last night we played with Gas Station Boner Pills and our friends Catch These Hands at Star Bar. And then a couple weeks before that, we played Boner Fest at Smithsonian Bar with, awesome. You might need to edit this out, but with Gas Station Boner Pills, the Chodes, and the Vaginas. Those were the three band names.
That's awesome.
It's like, which one doesn't fit, Grounds Crew or those three names? It's like we were absolutely the odd man out, but they're all really cool. It was a lot of fun.
Man,
so
it's so hard. You're one of the bands, like I have certain bands that I really gravitate towards, like I consider you guys, one of my top bands I like.
Thank you.
I consider us, we're friends.
Absolutely.
And, but I keep missing like you and like the Relics. I keep missing theirs and Bad Guru. I want to really, I need to get out more. but anytime you're playing a big show like that, let me know, text me, and I definitely
absolutely
want to be there. So.
Yeah, we saw. It wasn't that long ago when we were at Subtap and you came out, right? You were. You said you guys were like at Kohl's across the street, and you saw my thing on Instagram. You're like, shoot, that's in like 20 minutes. Let's go. Yeah. And that was really cool how that worked out.
Yeah, I kind of knew like the day before, and it just happened to work out that I was there. Nice. And then I think I saw you another time too. I came by.
I don't know which one was more recent.
Yeah, I think I've done twice. I've gone.
Definitely, at least twice for sure.
But then another time, I wasn't paying attention. It was on Instagram, and I saw it was Chip that runs that whole open mic.
Oh, other Chip.
And I saw Chip, and and I was like, I go, and I'm like sitting. At first, I asked the lady, I was like, "Do is Chip here? He's supposed to play tonight." And, and they're like pointing to this other guy. I'm like, that's not Chip. I was like, so I sat down, and I'm sitting down, and like, I'm like,
wait a second,
Chip's not here. And then I texted you. I'm like, "Are you playing tonight?" And you're like, "No."
Oh shoot! Yeah, I remember this. No, yeah, I totally remember that.
Sitting there waiting for you.
Right, that stings. That's a bummer.
And then I went back on Instagram. I was like, "Oh, I'm friends with the not friends, but what I mean, like, contact."
I think it's friends on Insta. They say you're friends on. Okay, I don't know, whatever.
Anyway, it was another Chip. It wasn't.
That's funny because there's three of us. So that one, that's Chip Jones. Mm-hmm. So Chip Jones, Chipper Jones, whatever. So there's me, him, and then there's also Chip McGuire.
Yes, and I he was my pick last night for my Friday night pick. Which
yeah, because he like just put a song out or something.
It's freaking badass.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
He's a cool little dude. So is Chip Jones, but while we're talking about Chip McGuire, yeah, he's a cool little dude too.
Yeah,
he used to. I think they shut it down just during COVID. Everything kind of changed. But Chip McGuire ran that thing at Two Birds Tap House in Marietta Square, and it was kind of like the Subtap thing, songwriter night acoustic. But those are always really fun, and it's just cool that like there's one Chip that runs one here. There's another Chip that runs one here, and I'm Chip, and I'm friends with both of them, and we're all friends, and it's just...
That's funny.
I haven't met many other Chips in my life, but, like, the bulk of them have been very close musical friends.
That's funny.
Interesting. There's not many Chips walking around. And I don't know their real names, but I'm not really, like, legally Chip.
Okay.
Charles. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
That's a family name for us. So.
Oh, Charles?
Yeah. So my grandfather was Charles. His son was Charles.
Yep.
And then my wife's father is Charles.
Oh, jeez.
And then my brother's middle name is Charles. And
middle name?
Yeah. And then my son Ryland, his middle name is Charles.
Yeah. My best friend growing up was Charlie, and we were both Charles Richard. My name, I sound like I don't ever say my real full name because I sound like I feel like I'm presenting myself as like a king. Charles Richard Mattiford III. It's like, nah, just Chip. You know? Yeah. I'm Chip.
That's funny.
That's it.
Like Stacy's dad, all his friends used to call him Chuck, even though he's Charles. You know?
I've gotten, people have called me that before. I stopped them pretty quick, but I've been called that before. Or it's better than, I mean, you know, you got Chip, and then like you were saying, Charles family name. So my dad also Charles. He's rich. So what would Grandpa be?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's another, and also Charles Richard. So either one, you know. So we got it covered. I don't know if I ever have a son. What else? I mean, we've burnt all the short ones for Charles and Richard. I mean, Chip, Rich, the other one. Like, I don't know. Charlie. Chipper. Yeah, that's true.
You're a baseball fan, so.
And then if it's a girl, it's whatever.
Still call her Chip.
Sharp. Chip. Yeah, Chipette. Nah, that sounds weird.
Chipette.
I was trying to put like maybe a female ending on it, but that's just Chippy. No, I've been called that before too. I don't like that one as much.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Our next thing is we're playing with my friend Chris Anderson and his band. They're called the Would Be Thieves, and I think that's an awesome name for a band. So we're playing with them down in it's Dallas, Georgia, at the Music Store, I want to say it's called, but that's September 22nd, and we're about to start advertising a bunch for that. So that's our next like kind of live performance thing.
So you've had since our last interview, you've probably dropped at least 2 or 3 singles since then. You got an album kind of coming?
Yeah, so we've done, for this new album, it's going to be 9 songs, and this is the 3rd one, I want to say, of those 9 that's coming out. We did Made It Out Alive with that music video, and User Not Found, which I think was the last one we talked about. And so, yeah, this will be the 3rd one. There's no music video for it, but there's a really cool, our bassist, Carlos Santiago, put together a really cool-looking lyric video for it with some, I think, amazing imagery behind it. So, yeah, this will be the 3rd one from the new album.
Nice. So, yeah. You know, in the last 2 interviews, we haven't really talked. We talked about the whole ground crew thing, how you got the name and stuff, but you never ever talk about your baseball. And just recently, you just celebrated, was it 10 years since the state championship at Poe? That's a big deal.
It doesn't feel like 10 years. But yeah, the 2013 Region 7-5A state championship for Pope High School. That was, it was weird. We had our 10-year reunion for that this past March, and you were actually there.
Yeah.
And it was cool because you sent me the video of them announcing me on the field, and it was crazy because they made us fill out all these things about like, what are you up to now? You know, what's kind of your deal? And they were like, professional musician, Chip Mattiford. I was like, well, you know, I didn't know they were going to read that.
It's not a lie.
That was pretty cool. But no, it was that was interesting too because there's 2 teammates that are actually, they're brothers from that team. And they're not just professional baseball players; they're currently in the major leagues.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nate Lowe, first baseman he's with the Rangers, and it's not like he's just in the minor leagues; like he is the major league first baseman for the team. And then his brother Josh, who is also on the state championship team, plays with the Tampa Bay Rays. And so it's crazy that like I rode the bus with those guys.
That's awesome.
You know, and I was sitting at the bar at Suburban Tap the other night, and I saw Nate hit a home run on TV. It's like I went to high school with him. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I haven't really talked about the baseball time too much. It wasn't really on purpose. Just I don't know. People ask where the name comes from. I tell them it's because I had that job with the Braves, but it doesn't really go past that.
Right.
So, but yeah, 10 years. That doesn't feel like it. It was nuts.
Question I've never asked. So you play guitar more, or you tend to sing more, or both at the same time? Like if you're just at home kicking it,
right? If I'm just chilling,
guitar, do you just play guitar, just kicking it, just playing guitar?
Honestly,
or do
yeah. It depends on what else is going on. You know, sometimes you feel more like singing. Sometimes you feel more like If I'm in the shower, it's definitely more singing. But no, I don't know. It kind of, honestly, I guess the deeper answer for that relates back to what you were saying about baseball. If I'm just at home chilling, I'm probably watching The Big Bang Theory or The Office and playing with my acoustic just on my couch in my room. So the singing comes, but with the way I'm wrapping it back to baseball is that, like, you know, if it was nighttime or I had already pitched that day or it was the off season, that's what I would do to chill, and nothing's changed other than I don't play baseball anymore.
Yeah.
So I would say more guitar, probably, for sure, because that'll come first before any lyrics or melody for me vocally or anything.
Yeah.
So
I think we've talked about that before, but we can refresh it. But like, what do you typically, when you're writing a song, do you typically like, oh man, I love that riff on the guitar, let's expand on that?
Sure,
or do you come up with like a lyric, or is it both? Or
both have definitely happened. I think for me, the newer stuff that we've done, it's been more like there's some poetry or maybe a couple lines that are in my head that I know are going to turn into a song. And so I don't know. I guess I am sitting down with the intent to write something without even kind of realizing it, because I'll have a lot more lately. I'll have the words in my head and I'll just pull out a guitar and just kind of go for it. Whereas like our first and second album, they were a lot riffier. So it would be kind of like, you know, I got this little 10-second thing. Let's just sit here and stew on it, and then the lyrics kind of come. But it's a good mixture of both. I'd say out of everything we've ever done, it's probably half and half for all of them. I would like it to be riffier. Some of our older songs are, but I don't know. Just kind of depends on if I'm going through something. It's definitely lyrics first. But there's been we have a song called 5001 that is probably one of my favorite songs we've ever done. I had a little guitar riff for probably 4 months that I was just messing around with, and eventually it just kind of molded into its own thing, you know?
Right.
So.
I had
I'm sweating. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry. It might be
it feels fine in here.
It might be because it's 97 degrees outside and the basement's not conditioned.
It's so hot out that the Falcons won't practice outside.
Yeah.
And they're dudes, you know?
The only air down here is that duct above the bar, and it's because we have a huge Halloween party every year, and
oh yeah, that's right.
And our bartender, when we first had that, we had no. It doesn't matter. We had no air there, and I went up in the ceiling and ripped the duct down and poured it into here so she wouldn't be freaking sweating her butt off.
Right.
I was about to say balls, but she doesn't have balls.
Yeah, she's sweating her balls off. I mean, it's 2023. I don't know. That could be accurate.
She definitely doesn't have balls.
Right. Yeah. So, the reason I've gathered you all here today, I don't know.
Chip's like, why did I come here?
No, I'm here. This is great. I love this setup.
One day we
have
to get you guys down here just to hang out and jam and have some fun.
Definitely, for sure. So Carlos is just, his whole family's in town, and I think this is the first time his parents are meeting his new daughter.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that he was able to even play our show last night was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, and he showed up earlier than I got there, and I think hung out later than I was there. And he is a brand new father, and that's crazy. That's cool. He's a guy that cares. They had their child in February, and so we're working on this new album, right? And he's mixing it, and it's very much self-made, self-done. He sent me a brand new mix. It might have actually even been for this song, like 4 days after he had his kid, and he's like, "Sorry it took so long, man." I'm like, "Dude." No worries. I wasn't expecting anything like for probably weeks, because we didn't practice for like 2 months, you know, because he had to become a father and everything. But he put work in the entire time.
That's awesome.
Which I've never been a dad. Don't know if that's going to happen, but that's amazing to me. You know, that's somebody that cares. So
kids are definitely more, especially when they're younger, they're very time consuming. Now I'm lucky because I got a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old, so they're pretty self-sufficient. You know, you put them in front of a video game and say, "Hey, we're going to dinner. See you.
Bye. I'm out.
You want anything? We'll bring you back something. What do you want?"
Sure. And your son's a pitcher too, so that's super cool.
Both of them.
Your sons are pitchers too. That's awesome.
One pitch today.
No. I gotta hydrate now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
After I was done, I had a migraine. Stacy's like, "Did you drink water?" I'm like, "Nope." I don't want to hear it.
With it being this hot, you don't even need water. You need those like BioLite things,
Yeah.
like those liquid IVs. If you had those,
Yeah.
Fire!
That's hilarious.
Put the fire out. Wait, wrong song. That was 2 albums ago.
We have an alarm that all of a sudden it just goes off like that for no reason. I probably should replace it, huh?
It might be the batteries.
Maybe. But usually that's just a chirp.
Someone smoking the seaweed upstairs? It doesn't smell like that at all in here. I don't think that's happening.
No. That kid, or at least my older one, he is so tight-laced that I don't think I have to worry about that.
That's how I was in high. That's the only reason I made it through high school. I didn't try any of that in high school. It was, if you didn't help me with making A's or B's or to throw this ball harder into that rectangle, then hi cutie. Part terrier.
I don't know. I think it's yes. It's a wired hair terrier mixed with we don't know.
Yeah, we've had a couple of mutts with terrier as part of the mixture, for sure. I miss Fred. That was his name. That was the terrier we had. He was like, what's the dog in Wizard of Oz? Toto?
Yeah.
Dorothy's dog? He was Toto.
Okay.
100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if any of this is going to make it, but there you
go. Gear. You buying new gear lately?
No. Actually, no. I got another one of those battery powered ones, but it's different. It's a Black Star, and that it sounds way better than the orange. Haven't used it on anything yet, but Carlos got a new delay pedal we've been using a lot live, because actually for this song when we play it live, the guitar part I wrote for the verse is like way too difficult to play while singing. So we've been trading the last couple shows we played this song that we're going to listen to soon. He's played the guitar for it, and I've played the bass. So his late cousin gifted him, and I might get the name wrong, but I want to say it's a Mexi Strat, but it's a very nice Stratocaster, and he's been using that one live for this song. And so I guess that's new equipment in a way. Yeah. It's his bass, but I've been using his bass, so that's new to me.
Does he ever play with fuzz or anything like that, or distortion? Or
he does. He has way more pedal. I just use a distortion pedal, and that's it. But he has it's with the Big Muff or something. He uses that for a lot of choruses, and what you just said too. And he's really expanded his bass sound. He's gone in the deep end with that, and it's great because each song he has like, hey, for this chorus I'm going to do this and that, and it's made a big difference in our live performance for sure. And
does he play direct, or does he play through a mic cab?
I don't think he ever does direct. He has his own little thing. He has one of those, it's like the Rumble Fender amp that like it looks like it should weigh a ton, but it's like it's super light, but it's a brick, and that thing sounds great.
Just mics that.
Just mics that and goes for it, yeah. Nice. I think he did DI maybe in like the earlier days. Maybe like the first month or two when he was still like becoming a bassist. Because he's still, you know how we met. He was the lead guitarist and I was the drummer. And so he's always in his head, he's still new to bass, but it's like, bro, you are a bassist through and through now. You've been doing this a while. You've grown a ton. You're just being modest. You're a guitarist for sure, but you are 100% a bassist. Right. So it's cool to see that happening. We should be fine. Yeah. And snip here.
Hear a little bit of stuff, it's not like this is Joe Rogan, this is
So aliens. That's the main reason I'm here today. Aliens.
That's why you're so good, that you're really an alien.
Yeah, no, we're not human. That's why we're this good.
If you're from another planet, what planet would you be from?
Well, shoot. Probably one that we don't know a name of yet.
Okay.
Like
one of those number things.
Yeah, where it's like I'm planet X3977.8 or whatever, and it's like way out of our solar system.
It's got 3 suns.
It turns out it's just a big ball of gas, actually. Which isn't that what some of those, it's like they think it's a star, but it's just a huge ball of, cosmic debris or whatever. I have been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan about aliens. So
I have too.
Yeah.
It's weird.
How else am I going to get through
Bang.
work?
We both watch Big Bang. And
Oh, man, that's been my go-to-sleep show lately. I had to put The Office down for a few months, but I hadn't seen like after season 7 of Big Bang, and I've been watching the newer episodes, or I guess like the last ones, and geez, that show's awesome. That show's amazing.
Yeah, it's our kind of go-to show. And like, if Stacy's up and downstairs with me, she's like, she doesn't. I'm always watching YouTube crap that's just like boring stuff, like
Same.
Off the ranch or whatever. Guitar stuff.
Same. Baseball stuff.
I gotta go tell them to close the door real quick.
And a lot of Blink-182
right,
stuff.
Let me tell them to close the door and then
close that door. Did you kick your family out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put gags on them.
It's amazing. It's like I'm expecting someone to like ding dong ditch, but it's the middle of the day. Yeah. I used to do that so much in high school. Ding dong ditch. We TP'd. My friend Charlie and I TP'd like probably at least 4 or 5 houses.
Mine wasn't one, was it?
What? No. You weren't a high school crush. That's usually who we hit. We hit like whoever he had a crush on, whoever I had a crush on, and yeah, it was funny.
So now they know.
Well, they're all married, and not to me or him, so I don't think it matters. Sorry, Maddie.
Let's talk about this new song. So we're about to play it soon. So let's talk, I guess, how you came up with it and what it's about or whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. So pretty much out of all of our songs, this is the one that it's been the longest amount of time between like when I wrote it and when it's coming out. Especially the last 2 songs we've talked about with you, it was pretty much I wrote them and then within a month or 2, which is quick for us, they came out. But this one, for whatever reason, it's probably because it's tonally a lot different than a lot of the other things we put out. It's darker, the instrumental arrangement's kind of weird, and I'm playing drums on it. So it took a little longer to come out, but this song is pretty much, I actually wrote this at the Brave Stadium. So when I was like with the grounds crew, not, our band, but I wrote it on like a napkin when I was going to get a hot dog or something for lunch. And this song at the time was about saying goodbye and knowing that you have to say goodbye to certain people in certain kind of situations, maybe a friend group that you're part of, ahead of time. There's a line in there, by September's haze, we'll know it to be true, counted all our blessings by dividing in 2. There were some pretty cool, pretty weird, but pretty cool things in my personal life that were going to be ending that September. And so it was almost like writing sort of a reflective goodbye beforehand. And like I said, I wrote the whole song, did a demo for it and everything, and then just kind of sat on it for, I think at this point, about 2 or so years. And listening to it and quite honestly relearning the lyrics to perform it live now, the words in there have sort of changed meaning, but overall it's kind of about saying goodbye and being okay with it, knowing that you have to say goodbye for your life to progress, or maybe for you to progress personally in your own growth, or a combination of both. So that's what it's about, and that still rings true to this day, but it can be reflective, I guess, of other things now too. So
nice. And
this is one of the first songs where I think I've addressed substance abuse, but not my own. There's like 3 songs on this album where I bring up the word pills, which I didn't realize because I don't do that. I don't know. But this is reflective, some of it about other people. But I've never really addressed that topic in a song before until this one. It's not what it's about solely, but that's definitely a subject matter that's in there now. So.
Okay. Well, I have not heard the song yet, and because it's not out yet.
It's not.
But
I'd sue you if you do that.
He did give it to me to listen to, which I'm very honored, and I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen to it after he leaves, and then I'm going to, I guess, give my take on, my first hear of it.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
First take?
My reaction video to it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to hear it. I'm really stoked about it. I know you sent it to me, but I kind of wanted it when I wanted to listen to it and have my reaction, my real real reaction instead of like
in real time.
Yeah, kind of. So instead of like listening to it and then being like, oh yeah, I listened to it like 5 times already, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's cool, and it's a quick one too. So there you go.
So I'm excited about that. I'm going to play it. You guys are going to hear it. I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and I'm sure it's going to be kick-ass as always.
Well, thank you. I hope so.
Unanswered prayers, no remedy. You're figured out, and so it seems. How do you get to say it's easier this way? Another puff and pills to take your mind's ache. What she's failed to show is what I'm trying to see. Never etched in stone, we followed blindly. Dried up from soaking up a common time. Lost in Piedmont Park and trouble on my mind. Saying me what she will, seeing me what she did. Shut your path, lead me to what lies ahead. How do you get to say it's easier this way when nothing's ever fine on wasted time? And I would never ask what you'd expect me to say. Will I ever shake why you couldn't stay? By September's hits, we'll know it to be true. Count it all a blessings by dividing in two. Proud enough to leave up on the hill. Investigation undercover of a thrill. Living out a dream. You figured out with that about it, so it seems. Crying out a scream. That no one hit you, figured out it, so it seems. How do you get to say it's easier this way? Another puff and pill to take your mind's ache. What she's failed to show is what I'm trying to see. Never etched in stone, we followed blindly.
Man, I just got done listening to that new single, So It Seems, and man, it's freaking kick butt. There's a lot going on in it with the guitars. During the interview, he talks about that, and man, it's got a lot of guitar to it. I can see why Carlos plays the guitar on it so Chip can sing, but it's really kick butt song, and I hope you enjoyed the song just as much as I did. Let's get back to the interview. Yeah, so where can people see you play?
So we on the next show that we have is going to be September 22nd, and we're playing at the Music Store in Dallas, Georgia, which we really haven't gotten to Dallas a whole heck of a lot. But we're playing with my friend Chris Anderson and his band, and I love their band name. They're called the Would Be Thieves, and I just think that's great. Their music, like, even if it wasn't great, that's an awesome name, but they're great musicians too, and we've been friends. We've been kind of like following each other on Instagram for a while, and this lineup is a long time coming. And so we're playing September 22nd, the Music Store, and we're actually going to start advertising that, I think, later today. So that's the next big thing. And that's going to be a long set, too. We're playing for like an hour and a half. So we don't do that a lot. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So where can people find your music? And
yeah, absolutely. We're so this new song and our entire catalog, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, all the big ones. If you go on Instagram, we're just at Grounds Crew Band. And if you don't put the band, you're gonna see the search results are gonna be very different than what you're looking for. But at Grounds Crew Band, and then we're on Facebook by the same name, and wherever you listen to music, that's where you can see it and hear it.
Awesome.
And YouTube too, Grounds Crew Band as well for that. And there's we have a lot more videos there now than we used to. We just put out a live music video on there for our last single, and so yeah, go check that out too.
Nice. Well, thanks for being here and everything.
Thank you for having me. The first in-person interview. This is our third one, but the first in-person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
So, anything else you want to plug or anything?
At this point, that's it. Yeah, I'm really excited for So It Seems to come out. This is our most different song yet, and I think it's a really good representation of what this next album's going to turn into, because it's lyrically, it's a lot more intense. Instrumentally, it's a lot more intense. This is the first album where we have piano on anything. Like there's piano in the bridge of this song, which I forgot about until right now. But there's acoustic guitar on this album. At one point, I think I did tambourine or something. So I don't know. You know, there's a lot of big things coming, which I know a lot of local bands say, but there actually are big things coming. We have a new album coming out, hopefully end of this year, if not probably like early next year.
Okay.
You know.
Awesome. You have YouTube, right? So you subscribe to his YouTube.
Subscribe to his YouTube.
No, his.
And his.
Or both.
Yep.
And don't forget to like, subscribe.
This is the one we're using. That's the take you're using, is that one. No, his.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and go straight home.
Go straight home. I got to go to work, sir.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was talking to them.
Oh. Get home safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me.